welcome back. I'm really so glad you're back for another show. You are back for another show, or this could be your first. I was sitting in a Jim Rohn event many moons ago, and unfortunately Jim Rohn has passed, so I won't be able to do that again. Luckily, I have videos and CDs of his I can watch and be taken back. But he says, "How many of you here? This is your first. You've seen me before, or this is your first time." Of course, it's either one. Hey, it's either one of those. But welcome back, or welcome to your first time here. I'm Tracy Ace Brinkman. I'm your host of Your Success at Last DNA. We're going to give you a little motivational boost, a little that little extra ha to get you going, to keep you going. We're going to give you little tips, a little bit of strategies, a little DNA towards your success. But what are we going to talk about today? I was going to talk about turning your knowledge into power, and then something hit me last night, and a little bit this morning, but it came across last night, and I want to share with you some things. We have so many things that are going on. I know as I was trying to pull together this show that's about ready to really launch out next week. I keep talking about it all this week long, and hopefully I'll see you there Monday. But the question popped in my head, do you find yourself feeling stressed? You get, oh my God, because you just got so many things to do, right? It's like, oh my God, how am I going to get it all done? I mean, after all, there's like, let's see, there's things for you to do at work, there's that project, you got deadlines looming, you got a pant load of things to do around the house, you got to mow the lawn, you got to weed, you got to put the seed out. Oh my gosh, it hasn't rained all week, I got to water it, I got to take the dog for a walk, the paint's chipping around the front door, I got to paint that, and the list goes on and on and on. I mean, how do you do it all? If you're feeling bogged down from life, either right now or once in a while, all the more reason to keep coming back here. Hopefully we'll give you that little boost to keep you going. But on top of that, I want to share with you some strategies that will help enable you to accomplish more of what you want each and every day. But before we go there, you need to ask the question of the day. Right? We can't get away without the question. And for those of you who haven't been here before, we ask a question for you to think about every day. Hopefully you're listening to this on your way to work, getting ready in the morning, maybe brushing your teeth. It's always good to brush teeth, right? No one wants to smell your breath. Anyway, we won't go down that road. But today's question is, what do you really want? So many times, my best friend Robbie is a great guy. I've known him, since I was 15 or 16 years old, which means I've known him some 34 years now. Just a great guy. One of those guys you always want having your back. And he's always doing for others, helping others. He puts others in his world over himself. And he's paid a price for that. There's so many things in life that he wants that he hasn't gotten yet, and he deserves it. He really is one of those true friends that you think that guy deserves everything, and he keeps getting caca. So I was chatting with him, and this question came up, and I asked him, what do you really want? And he knew what he wanted. He just hadn't been going for it. So I want you to think about the same thing. What do you really want? Because once you start admitting to yourself what you really want, your mind is going to start looking around and say, hey, there's a way to get it. Oh, that person can help you get it. Oh, look at that over there. We hadn't noticed that before because you hadn't acknowledged what you really want. Okay? Now, of course, knowing what you really want is going to mean there might be a few more things you need to stuff into your day, which just flows right into this sharing with you these 7 strategies to help you get more done. The first one is, and I'm going to try to keep on time today, right? We're trying to keep this around 12 minutes. First one is thinking balance, right? I want you to consider that you're awake probably 16 hours. On some days, if you're like me, you're probably awake 20 hours. But anyway, that's a whole other topic. But start segmenting your day into percentages. And then start following that plan that will help you balance your activities. If you think about it, you're probably going to work 50% of those hours. Let's sit with the 16 for a minute, right? You're probably going to work half of those, 8 hours. Again, if you're like me, and if you're in a job that I know many of you have, you A-type personalities, all right, you're going to work a few more hours than that. So give yourself a percentage for your working hours. 25% of that is your time that you're going to do what? Work out, spend with your family, paint the bedroom, do some of that yardio that we just talked about. So start chunking it down there. See, achieving a balance isn't easy, but if you start looking at it and start saying, okay, here's what I'm going to do, then you'll start paying attention to it and you'll start improving your life immensely. All right? So think balance. Now, here's what I want you to do is, if you're going to be thinking balance, the next step to that is to each evening take a moment and reflect on tomorrow. All right? Because your percentages might apply specifically to each and every day. If you've got a big project coming up, you might have to give a little more percentage to work. Or if that yard hasn't been mowed in 2 weeks, you might give a little more percentage to some of the stuff you got to do for your yard. Or if your family time has really been waning because of all that previous work, maybe you should dedicate a little more time to them. But sometime before bed, what you want to do is just kind of sit down and ponder what's going on the next day. Be proactive. Kind of think of some things that tomorrow might bring. Don't be overwhelmed. Right? Don't think about, oh my God, I got all these things to do. But just kind of think about, okay, where are you going to be? How long are you going to be there? Who are the people you're going to be with? Are there some conversations that you need to have? You can kind of run them through in your head. Maybe even practice them, Practice them in your head. Decide what tasks that you're going to work on the following day. Now, again, we all know that the best plans of mice and men, right? Right. Okay, I'm going to say I'm going to do this, this, and this. And the minute I walk in the door, the boss says, oh, by the way, and your plans are shot to heck. But the idea is you're going to go into work calm and relaxed and confident because now you know what you're going to do. You can't control the rest of the world. Only worry about what you control, okay? So here's the next thing I want you to do is I want you to create your to-do list. Actually, this is what I like to do. I like to create a ta-done list. See that? To do or ta-done. And the reason I call it a ta-done list, because it's really cool at the end of the day when I'm looking over what I got accomplished that day and see all the things I got ta-done and go ta-da! I got it all done. All joking aside. But it's list the things you really want to accomplish, help you get those, kind of take all your scattered bits that are rolling around in your head and kind of organize them in one spot. Okay? So with this list, you can have focus better on each task you want to do over the course of the day because things are going to happen. You're going to walk into work, like I said, and your boss is going to say, oh, by the way, right? No, you still have those things you need to get done. Right? You're going to get distracted by things. This helps keep your mind focused. I've told the story before of the hangers. Your mind could be like a coat closet, and you've got a limited number of hangers. And if you try to remember all those little details each and every time, walk in, hang a hanger. Walk in, put your jacket up there, hang a hanger. Put your jacket up there, hang. What happens when all the hangers are hung up? We've all done it, right? You take your jacket and you try to hang it over another jacket. Sometimes it works. The jacket underneath there is small enough and it works. Other times, what happens? Yeah, you bend over, pick that jacket up, hang it on another hanger, and it falls down again. Another hanger. And you start getting angry, and you finally just kind of throw it up there until it's laid across everything, and it's really not there. It's just kind of, and it ends up probably falling down as soon as you close the door. So the idea is you only got so many mental hangers. So you have your little list here, you free up some other hangers as you're going through your day to keep remembering things. Takes off some of that stress, all right? And as you check off that ta-done list, it really kind of gives you that little mini moment of triumph, right? The next one, yeah, this one's coming. Write down your long-term goals. Write down your short-term goals. Tack them up where you can see them, so you can plan them each day. Let your mind see, man, this is important to me. This way you can include all the tasks that are going to contribute to the eventual accomplishment of all your goals. And you hear that? That are going to contribute to the eventual accomplishment of all your goals. If you're doing things that aren't pulling you towards your goals, why are you doing them? Okay, now maybe your goal is to keep your job. Well, then of course you're going to do the things your boss needs you to get done. But if you're trying to start a business and, someone calls you up and says, hey, let's go out and grab a beer and go do this and go do that. And you're like, I really kind of need to work on this ebook. Yeah, if you go out and take that beer, I'm not judging. You want to go drink, that's fine. It comes that balance. If you're in your work balance, you're in that little percentage of your time that's all about your work, maybe you should do that work first. Okay. So I'm running out of time. May not get all 70 of these in here. I want you to avoid overwhelming yourself with too many tasks. Don't make this long to-done list, this laundry list, right? I want you to put on just the important things. What are the big chunks, the big nuggets you have to get done? Then, to further reduce the overwhelm, circle the top three tasks, the top three items on your to-done list that have to get done. These are the three you're going to focus on first. And take that one step further and put a star next to the most important one. Then the one that you, under no circumstances, your day's not over until that one is done. When tomorrow starts, that one is first. You already covered it up. There it is. You know what's going on. Get that one done first, then move on to the next one. Take care of your circled ones. Now, anything else after that is icing on the cake. Okay? Inside of all that, I want you to be realistic. Yeah? Well, Tracy, I'm always realistic. Well, let's think about that for a second. I want you to be realistic with the time that you allot yourself. Avoid setting yourself up for failure by dividing those big jobs down into smaller tasks. For example, if I go on the writing the ebook thing, right, instead of going and having the beer, don't say, hey, tomorrow I'm going to write myself a 50-page ebook. Yeah, right. Does the phrase burnout mean anything to you? Maybe tomorrow you complete the outline for the 50-page ebook, right? All right. Each one of these, here are the 17 things I'm going to say inside that ebook. Yeah, done. Easy enough. And the next task after that is write the 3 questions that the first section is going to answer. Then write the next 3 questions that the 3 sections are going to answer. And then the task after that could be to complete the first section. Right? Because now you've got the outline and you got the 3 questions that first section is going to answer, and all you got to do now is write the answers to the first 3 questions. Right? Man, I'm making it sound really simple. Maybe it's because how I do it. Just saying. Just saying. Oh, we're at 12 minutes already. All right, we're at the end here. And the last one is, before you think about what you're going to do tomorrow, I want you to evaluate your progress through the day. If you want to go further on that task than what you had planned, consider how doing it is going to affect your ability to get started on other things to do that day, right? Because if you're saying, okay, this is the number one thing I need to do. Okay, now, I got that part of it done. I do this next piece of it. How's that going to impact everything else you've got going on for the day? How about those other 2 that you said was more important? Look at your list and say, is that one still more important? Do I need to readjust my priorities, reshuffle my timeline a little bit? Because if you have to, that's fine. Now, be flexible. Don't lock yourself in. Say, hey, I didn't realize this when I wrote it, but now this is more important. That's good. But the thing is, pause for a second and evaluate. Does it make sense? Okay? Are you filling your day up with menial tasks just so that at the end of the day you can say, hey, look at all the stuff I got done. But none of it was taking it towards your major purpose, towards your primary goal. A lot of us do that, man. We get so wrapped up on the junk tasks just so I can say, oh, I did that. Yeah, well, you did that, but you didn't do what you wanted to do. Okay? So let's do a quick little summary here. So, balance, reflect, do your ta-done list. Ta-done! I love that, right? Write your goals. Mark the top 3. Put a star next to that top 1. Be realistic with your time and evaluate, of course, through the day. I mean, if you follow these tips, you're going to enjoy some greater accomplishments in all the areas of your life. Try 1 or 2 of them at first, and then as you get used to that one, add another one, add another one. Achieve successful results. I mean, you're gonna find time is going to open up because you're focused. And when you're focused, man, so many great things will happen for you. So with that, tomorrow we're going to talk about unleashing. Well, no, we're going to talk about turning you around. We're going to unleash you later on. We're going to get you back on track by turning you around. But before I leave you, I want to tell you one thing. Go out and click on that banner on my website, yoursuccessatlast.com, and get a copy of the 7 critical steps for success, because all this kind of pulls it all together. And like I told you, it's going to put you on my mailing list. And this Sunday, you're going to want to get on the inside early, because I'm never going to offer this deal again. So you're going to get this kind of content every single day, because I'm going to stop doing it for free every single day. You'll just get it on Monday. But for all the folks who are on my list on effective on Sunday, it's going to make it worth your while. Think successfully. Take action. Talk to you tomorrow.